Hey there, lovely souls. Have you ever found yourself tangled in the web of a relationship, unsure whether it's time to bid farewell or hold on for dear life? Well, you're not alone. Today, we're diving deep into the murky waters of emotional entanglements, exploring the signs that tell you when to let go of a relationship. Chapter 1. The Slow Fade. Have you ever felt like your relationship is slowly declining, like a candle burning out? It's easy to ignore the signs, but sometimes the universe is nudging you to move on. As renowned psychologist Carl Jung said, people will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls. Letting go might be your soul telling you it's time for a new chapter. Signs: lack of communication, emotional distance, mutual disinterest. Chapter 2. The constant battle. The perpetual cycle of arguments and misunderstandings. It's exhausting, isn't it? Dr. Brené Brown wisely noted, owning our story can be hard, but not nearly as difficult as spending our lives running from it. Sometimes, the battle isn't worth fighting anymore. Recognizing when to walk away takes courage, but it's also an act of self-love. Signs: persistent conflicts, unresolved issues, feeling emotionally drained. Chapter 3. Growing apart. People change, and sometimes that change leads us down divergent paths. It's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. It just doesn't work. As psychologist Esther Perel aptly put it, the quality of your life ultimately depends on the quality of your relationships. If your relationship no longer serves your growth, it might be time to let go and embrace new beginnings. Signs: misaligned goals and values, lack of shared interests, feeling disconnected. Chapter 4. Trust issues. Trust is the cornerstone of any relationship, but what happens when it's shattered beyond repair? Trust issues can poison even the most loving of bonds, leaving behind a trail of insecurity and doubt. Dr. Sue Johnson wisely observed, the key to a happy relationship is not finding the right person, it's learning to love the person you found. Sometimes, that means loving yourself enough to walk away from toxicity. Signs: betrayal or infidelity, constant suspicion, inability to rebuild trust. Chapter 5. Unfulfilled expectations. We all have expectations, but what happens when reality falls short? Unmet expectations can lead to resentment and disappointment, eroding the foundation of even the strongest relationships. As psychologist Alfred Adler once said, the only normal people are the ones you don't know very well. Understanding that perfection is an illusion can help us navigate the rocky terrain of relationships with grace and acceptance. Signs: feeling constantly disappointed, unrealistic expectations, lack of fulfillment. Chapter 6. Emotional exhaustion. Emotional labor is like carrying a weight that grows heavier each day. Whether it's constantly reassuring your partner or shouldering the burden of their emotional baggage, it can leave you feeling depleted and unappreciated. Dr. John Gottman wisely observed, the difference between a good relationship and a bad one is not the absence of conflict, but the way conflict is resolved. Recognizing when the scales tip too far in one direction is essential for your emotional well-being. Signs: feeling emotionally drained, constantly giving without receiving, lack of reciprocity. Chapter 7. Lost identity. Losing yourself in a relationship is like trying to find your way in a maze with no exit. Your identity becomes entwined with your partner's, leaving little room for individual growth. As psychologist Eric Fromm wisely noted, immature love says, "I love you because I need you." Mature love says, "I need you because I love you." True love should enhance your identity, not overshadow it. Signs: feeling like you've lost yourself, sacrificing your values or interests, lack of personal growth. Chapter 8. Incompatible goals. They say opposites attract, but what happens when those differences drive you apart? Having incompatible goals can create a rift in even the most harmonious relationships. Dr. Henry Cloud wisely observed, we change our behavior when the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the pain of changing. Sometimes, the hardest part isn't letting go of the person, but letting go of the dream you once shared. Signs: conflicting life paths, different priorities, inability to compromise. Chapter 9. The fear of being alone. The dreaded fear of being alone, the silent saboteur of many relationships. However, as psychologist Carl Rogers wisely noted, the curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change. Embracing solitude isn't a sign of weakness, but of strength. It's an opportunity to rediscover the beauty of your own company and chart a course towards self-fulfillment. Signs: staying in a relationship out of fear, feeling suffocated or trapped, craving independence and self-discovery. And there you have it, beautiful souls. Knowing when to let go of a relationship isn't easy, but it's a crucial step toward reclaiming your happiness and rediscovering your worth. Remember, you deserve a love that lifts you higher, celebrates your essence, and feels like home. So, take a deep breath, trust in the wisdom of your heart, and know that brighter days await you. Until next time, stay true to yourself and keep shining bright. If you found this video helpful, remember to give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need it. If you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to join our community of beautiful souls. Remember, you are worthy of love and happiness. Stay strong, stay faithful, and always remember to prioritize your well-being. Until next time, take care.